Yeah, so some guy on the internet said he'd pay me $600 to get naked and eat chocolates with my feet. So here we are. My Bloody Valentine. It is the cult film that helped springboard the slasher craze of the 1980s and is directed by some dude with a last name that I can't pronounce. In the film, the small mining town of Valentine's Bluff comes under attack when a begrudged psychopath returns 20 years after his original killing spree to murder. Blah, 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 blah. You've seen it all before. No, wait. Yeah, no. Strike that. Reverse it. How about you twisted nips give me a break? I saw the remake first, okay? Give me the good stuff. The gore in this film is out. Fuck my urethra with a goddamn pickaxe. Standing. The theatrical cut does a fine job with what they were able to get away with at the time, but if you're a clever girl and watch the unrated cut from Scream Factory, you are in for the sweetest of butt-fucking treats. Every kill is a work of art, every blood splatter a brushstroke of genius, and every gore just shot lingers just long enough for your brain to register what your perverted peepers are absorbing. Which is hot 80s horror trash. Primo practical effects in their pussy-looking prime. Dude, Harry Warden is fucking scary. This film is fucking scary. The Canadian terrain lends itself to the bleak, dark, cold atmosphere of the flick, and its boogeyman only adds to the sheer gloom that encompasses the broken town that he haunts. He's also physically imposing as well, completely covered, eyes blacked out by goggles, wielding a pickaxe and using his headlamp to blind and disorient his victims. The ending of this film is equal parts fun and creepy as shitty titties. Our expectations are subverted when we realize that Harry Warden is not the killer, but it is in fact Axel who has committed the manic murdering massacre. This fun twist uses the psycho approach by taking what we thought we knew, i.e. Harry Warden, Norma Bates, is the killer, and flipping that on its head in the final moments of the film. Final moments that are as haunting as a big old bucket of Casper jizz. Axel hacking off his arm and then whispering to Sarah, "Be my bloody Valentine," as he laughs maniacally and creeps back toward the deep caverns of the mine is the type of shit that sticks with you long after you finish the big show. Kinda like herpes. And now it's time to talk about the shit. Oh shit! The fuck kind of town gets all hot and bothered by Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day as a holiday is pretty fucking lame. And you're gonna sit there and try and tell me that a teeny tiny little baby Canadian mining village based its whole identity around it? ¿Por qué? Everyone from the sheriff to the mayor to the goddamn laundry lady gets their crotchless panties in a bunch when they get a Valentine, and it's actually pretty pathetic. Now this is coming from a completely normal, stable, leveled out individual living in the real world. I know that no grown-ass adult acts like that or gives a shit about a box of fucking chocolates. Sorry, Forrest! And to top it all off, there is not one town in the history of humanity that has decorated their whole city for the fucking day. It's the most unbelievable part of the movie, and it pisses me right the fuck off. Consider my suspension of disbelief broken. The love triangle in this film is tiresome. to say the least. Listen, I know this is a V-Day flick and love is in the air and all that jazz, but Sarah comes across as nothing more than a damsel in distress, TJ is a controlling ex-boy toy, and Axel is too busy getting his rocks off by murdering mamas and papas. In the grand scheme of things, this triad does very little to further female empowerment in the horror genre, and in regards to this film specifically, can't even do the bare minimum of creating a group of heroes worth rooting for. Speaking of unlikable characters, the entire town of Valentine's Bluff is populated by stupid horror movie people doing stupid horror movie people things. So much so that you're hoping that Harry Warden slices and dices the lot of them. Go ahead and give me that rewatch. The final chase through the mine is a little long in the tooth and is always the part where I find myself dozing off. In all fairness, the final chase scene in any slasher film is typically my least favorite part, and My Bloody Valentine definitely has one of the better ones, but it still drags, which is why I gotta knock a couple of points off of what is otherwise a very solid annual V-Day rewatch. Bloody, gory, stupid, festive fun that is absolutely soaked in V-Day excrement. This is a must-watch for every horror fan during the first few weeks of February. It's an easy watch to throw on in the background while you give your Valentine a back massage that will inevitably lead to tongues and holes. This flick is a holiday horror classic that maybe doesn't land on the list of top 10 slashers of all time, but comes pretty fucking close. It's a hellish holiday horror fest. Well, that about does it for this episode of the Jony Horror Reviews. I'm your host, Jony Horror, sending thoughts and prayers out to all the Valentine's Day hopefuls. May your roses be red, may your violets be blue, and may Jesus God in his almighty power send someone to shoot creamy cum loads with you.